The capital city of St. John's, Newfoundland, saw some dark days following the fall of the cod industry in the early 1990s. Today, offshore oil and gas drive the economy. The boom cycle brought in entrepreneurs, returned the diaspora, and forged a restaurant renaissance. 95 Water Street, one block off the harbor, is the home of Raymond's, considered by many to be the best restaurant in all of Canada.
You got the beurre blanc heating up slowly, yeah?
At the helm is Newfoundland native Chef Jeremy Charles. If he's not in the kitchen or with his family, you can find him fly fishing, hunting, or foraging for ingredients. He's taking me to Conception Bay to dive for scallops and sea urchin.
And folks here, new generation, is interested in eating that kind of food too?
We're trying to just showcase a lot of product that's not really traditionally consumed over the generations, and yeah, just trying to educate people's palates that there's a lot of beautiful food in the bottom of the ocean floor.
To bring that treasure to the surface, Charles relies on professional divers Sean Durning and Shannon O'Brien. You're actually going to wear this under your wetsuit.
Right. I'll have 4 layers on.
4 layers, and then the suit.
Dry suit.
Yeah.
I'm going wet.
You're going wetsuit.
So I'll have my underwear on and the suit.
You're wearing your underwear?
That's it.
Boom. Yeah, that's right. They grow them tough up here. This is pretty hardcore cold water scuba diving. I feel like a 4-year-old girl around those, you know, just strap it on and get in there. It is for strong, committed men. It may be mid-August, but this is the North Atlantic. Water temperatures here hover just above freezing, and they get colder the deeper you dive into this underwater world. Sea scallops and urchin are scattered on the sandy and gravelly seafloor at a depth of between 80 and 90 feet. Scallops are bivalve mollusks. They eat plankton and can propel themselves quickly through the water when they need to. Their colorful shells can grow as big as 9 inches across, and they can live 20 years or more. But most are ready to harvest between 4 and 5 years of age. These pros know where to find the cream of the crop.
Great. Oh, yeah?
It's the moment we've all been waiting for.
As soon as that ditty bag is on board,
That is awesome.
Jeremy Charles is like a kid in a candy store.
Anything with 2 shells and an abductor muscle is okay with me. Holy moly, some of those are huge.
Being out on a boat in the cool air with the best seafood on the planet in our hands is a great privilege.
It's a stunner. Look here, you really get a chance to see, I mean, there's the abductor muscle, the scallop that holds the shell together that everyone's familiar with. This is the roe. There's its reproductive system and its stomach sitting side by side. And that mantle, there's that set of ancient eyes. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous animal. And so few people get a chance to see them right out of the water.
Sean makes quick work with a knife and removes the skirt.
There it is. It's a nice sized scallop.
It's perfect. Sometimes the shell doesn't really reflect the size of the meat.
No.
Sometimes we get them really big.
No, some are showers, some are growers.
Yeah.
Just like, you know,
Yeah.
everyone else.
Yeah.
The sheer magnitude of how hard these are to harvest makes them insanely expensive to the customer at the end of the line.
The victor go to the spoils, grab a piece.
Thankfully, I'm at the front of the queue.
4 men on a scallop. That's a nice sized scallop. Thank you very, very much. It's like candy. It comes on strong with seawater at first, and it finishes like butterscotch. It is, oh, look at that.
That bright red sac is the roe. While some scallops are hermaphroditic, both male and female, this little beauty is a girl. The red gonads show that it's a female. White ones are male. Both taste delicious.
If you thought the other ones were big, it's so big, you could barely get the knife in to open it.
Yeah, they don't get any bigger than that. That's as big as they get.
Look at this. Truly one of the world's great foods. Does not get any better, in my opinion. Raw, cooked, steamed, fried, rubbed in your belly button. Seriously, a North Atlantic scallop? crunchy, sweet. This one, the musculature is so defined, it has the texture of a cooked lobster claw.
Compared to the scallops, the few urchins we snagged seem small, but the flavor is immense.
This is what you're after. And those little hanging sets of gonads are sometimes more prevalent or less prevalent.
Lovely salty briny.
Yeah. Different flavored food, but you get that one similar note in there, that vegetal sort of sea sweetness.
This is exactly the kind of experience Chef Charles aims to bring to his diners through his cooking.
You could be cooking anywhere. Why is it important for you to stay here?
And it's not just about the food, it's about where you are, where you're dining, look out the window, and you're surrounded by all this beauty, and we just try to bring that to the table and showcase that.
We motor back to shore to see what the chef has in store for the survivors of our haul. This is what Charles does so well, relying on the established surrounding environment but applying many techniques to prepare and present his innovative dishes. And there's the matter of those scallops and urchins we caught earlier today. This is his painter's palette. Charles pulls inspiration from the land and sea that surround him to compose a beautiful dish with no script, no recipe, simply inspired cooking. Scallops are dusted with sea salt and seared in a hot skillet with butter. The sea urchin is emulsified into a beurre blanc. The overall preparation is simple. Garnished with local lamb's tongue, tarragon oil, and an extra grate of salted dried scallop.
I think that's it.
This has got the seared scallop. You just grated the dried scallop over it.
Yeah, with some seaweeds,
Yep.
some snow crab.
And these
Are the crispy cod sounds?
and that's the internal organ that they use to regulate their...
The sound balance.
Wow, that's as great an expression of the ocean here in Newfoundland as you can possibly imagine.
It's quite a rich dish. It's probably something you'd have an appetizer of or something like that.
This is sugar and protein. The textures here are just phenomenal. It's, you know, the soul of a poet to put all this stuff together that way on a plate. I mean, do you pay attention to that, or at the end of the day is this just how it expresses itself?
I just think it just comes out naturally. Like I said, it's real. The whole kitchen's involved, you know? And again, when you have the beautiful ingredients, it's not that difficult to put together. No, we're really fortunate here to be able to serve pretty much whatever we want. And a lot of it's wild, organic matter that just surrounds us. You know, it's a beautiful thing, but that's one of the things I think that makes Newfoundland unique, you know? Kind of comes full circle. So.